Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Allison Cruz, and I'd like to welcome you back for another episode of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. With our newly acquired Slingshot of Justice, as well as our Bug Net of Death, we're going to go ahead and infiltrate the Skyview Temple like no other, especially thanks to that vaguely obscure, obvious hint that gravestone had given us. Go ahead and use your Slingshot and hit this dangle-dangy-ass little thing off the ceiling there. It's like super obvious what we have to do, and the game still has to hold your hand and walk you through it. Even though this mechanic has been in literally every single Zelda game, they still are going to put little hints inside the dungeon saying, this is what you need to do, don't forget. Because this dungeon is literally 90% hitting switches and going through doors that causes them to open it. And just, random, I don't know. This isn't a terrible dungeon. In terms of, the first temples you go to in the game, this one actually stands relatively well on its own. And I really enjoy it, more so the aesthetic of the entire thing. It's still pretty linear and it's not that hard, but I just like the way it looks. And ironically, it also contains probably one of my favorite boss fights in this entire game. It contains elements of fights that I absolutely don't really like in Zelda games, but somehow they make it work, and I think I know why. You guys will see. Master, I have bad news. The auras of many creatures reverberate throughout this temple. It's like, okay, you already told me that like 5 minutes ago, Fifi. Why are you reminding me? As a result, I can't isolate Zelda's aura. Okay. Couple things wrong with that. For one, if we just point our sword in a random direction, like we're following Zelda's aura and we're like, okay, it appears as though her aura appears to be 69 degrees due northwest of where I'm currently standing. However, there's a brick wall and a giant gap in between us. It's like, it's entirely pointless in this context anyway, because as you guys saw, it just points what direction she's in, not like how to get there. And this dungeon isn't linear, so we can't just go in a straight line until we find it. Anyway, return to Keys again. We've got ourselves Spiderwebs. There is a lack of no doubt in the vicinity, but I don't think they'll mind if we go ahead and cut on through. So you just cut it in the direction that, you pretty much would have to in order to get rid of it, and it's good. It'll respawn if you leave the room, which is a little annoying, but it's nothing too bad. Alright, very nice. So yeah, it's just a very interesting aesthetic, to say the least. And hi-ya! Alright, very nice. Acrobatics for the win. And nobody is dropping anything of valuable merit. These guys usually have been dropping a lot of monster claws, especially on my practice file, so I don't know what's going on this time. Alright, what are you guys doing? Alright, so if you get caught on the spiderwebs, don't worry, you'll just have to break free Queen style, get that falsetto ready, because otherwise you'll get stuck there for like 2 seconds. It's a minor inconvenience. It's almost not even a threat in the slightest, it's just a minor inconvenience, to say the least. Anyway, we got an annoying Deku Bob up there. It's like, hey buddy, how's it going? You just gonna be puppet guarding up there? No problem, no problem. We'll just go ahead and deal with you in a timely manner. Alright, I'll be up there in a minute to go take care of you. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Delivery from hell. There we go. It's Link the Hellbringer, that's pretty much who we are. Anyway, hit another switch again. So yeah, this is not relatively a difficult dungeon. There's no real head scratchers. It's pretty obvious. They pretty much lay things out, and fairly good game design, admittedly. However, it's nothing that interesting. Anyway, here we've got a new mechanic. I wouldn't really call these enemies, but these guys, I already forgot what they're called, but you go ahead and rotate your sword, because apparently eyes are very attractive to sharp things, and as per Nintendo logic dictates, you rotate it 3 times and then the eye disappears, and then it's all like, I'm so confused, I cannot think for myself. It's like, geez, how do you get through life not looking, never mind. And we got random other stuff over here. A lot of the collectibles that I usually collect here are not here anymore, which is weird, because they're supposed to be like amber relics like on the walls and stuff, but apparently they're not going to show up this time, so whatever. I guess this game just wants to be edgy, wants to be different. And we got a Mayu infested area, as well as stupid Deku Bob at your dead. And we got ourselves another one of these. I'll go ahead and, yep, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Did you drop anything there? Oh, new enemy here. We've got Walchulas. These guys are really annoying. They make the return from Twilight Princess. However, their death animations are not nearly as creepy as they were in that game. Look at, they just kind of just die, and they turn black before you can even see them shriveled up or anything. So it's nothing too creepy, unlike Twilight Princess. Ugh. And this is annoying how you have to like lead them on a little bit. It's like you got to be a typical white girl there. Okay. So yeah, not too bad. Was there another one over there? It's really annoying, the aiming in this game, because you can lock onto the enemies, you'll just have to lock onto them with your camera. Here we got green Bokoblins. I would say these guys are a little bit tougher than their red counterparts. However, they all die the same. I don't even care. So yeah, they're just more native to the interiors of dungeons and such, so you won't really see green ones outside and vice versa. So, ornamental skull, thank you very much. I would like to have some more monster claws, but if you're not going to give me any, fine, I'll deal with it. Here's the main hub of the room. Not the main hub, but something we'll be indulging ourselves with here fairly shortly. Let's go ahead and activate this real fast. Alright, not that we have to, but alright, we'll go ahead and head up here. This is kind of an optional thing. I would recommend you do it just now, just to get it out of the way. This brings us back into another room that we started in. This is the very first room that we came in through the dungeon, so just keep that in mind, that would actually be pretty good for us. Whoops, I wanted to actually use my sailcloth there, because I'm pretty sure I would have gotten hurt otherwise. God damn it, game. Okay, there, and then there. Okay, there's a slight delay to when you select it to when you actually equip it, which is a little annoying. Anyway, if we drop down here, this is a little bit optional, just if you want to get some extra rupees and stuff. You can go down here, and there's actually going to be another switch right over here. This one will open a door that we don't really need to bother ourselves with. I mean, you could, but I would just rather you didn't. Not at this moment in time, just to keep things a little bit consistent, so I'm not just going out of my way doing random stuff. You open that door, and the game doesn't really intend you to go there first. You can go either way, whichever way you feel like it, believe me, but for now we're going to go over in this direction where we're going to hit another diamond switch. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's 4 in the past 5 minutes. That's like a what? What is that? 75? I can't do fractions right now. I'm too tired. Ooh, what's that? Is he going to die here? See, like, I never noticed that guy. Not before we actually had to make our way up there, but no big deal. Let's head on through here, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? We saw the Walchulas. Those things are annoying, but we're going to find their mothers, so to speak. Another staple of the Zelda series. All right, you know what? You Spiderwebs, get out of here. Gwen Stefani is very displeased with your performance right now, and she just had a baby like 2 years ago. Oh, man. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, staple of the Zelda series, we got ourselves Skullchulas. I'm going to call you Walchulas again. These are kind of annoying in this game. Basically, if they're hanging down from a web like that, until we can actually cut down the web, they're kind of annoying to kill, but go ahead and side slice them, and they'll start rotating, and then we can actually hit their stomachs by using, you actually have to use the puncture, and be careful, because their hit animations are really annoying, or their hit detection on you, and especially with all this stupid other stuff. Okay, so there's a bunch of Walchulas over there. I wonder what would happen. Okay, we're gonna head over here and not break the flow of things. Get it? Because we're gonna be doing something very clever here, and very nice camera angle there of Link. Very favorable shot, madam. So we're gonna activate that, and it will raise the water level. I wonder what happens to those Walchulas, because I've always killed them before heading over here, but fills up the main hub as well. We're gonna have to do that one more time. Oh, they died! Holy shit, they actually died. I did not ever... You heard their death animations, like... And then they dropped a bunch of rupees. Oh, man. That's really depressing. Is any one of you still alive? Wow, you guys all died. Well, I feel sorry for you now. I should have just killed you with the sword so you didn't have to suffer by drowning. It's like something they've never encountered any water. It's like, ugh, God. Just makes me think of, like... You know, I never actually found flushing... spiders down the drain to be that like weird. I would just be like, oh, there's a spider in my tongue, and there you go. I always found it like a lot more creepier to like spray them and then see them kind of wither and die, and that was just kind of the way that I would kill them and be freaked out. You know, I have nothing against, you know, killing them otherwise. Can we not? Ah, god damn it, game. All right, fine. Oh. Okay, you asshole. There, now let's do it. It didn't activate the fatal blow there for whatever reason. No big deal, I don't care. And if we hear of more Skullchulas, we can't do anything about these guys because they're going to be dicks, and they're going to be stuck to their thing. They're like, hey, can't get me. Well, fortunately, my gaze has been brought upon by these whirly-twirly things of death. It's like, all right, thank you, game, for doing that for me. Anyway, I think there's actually... Please be Deku Nuts or Deku Seeds. Deku Seeds, thank you very much. Okay, I just wanted to fill up there. Not that we really needed to. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hopefully not miss this jump. I have a tendency to start missing my jumps a lot. Yep. All right, there we go. Oop. Yep, and did I make it? I made it. Okay, very nice. And over here we've got ourselves asshole move, man. All right, another Quadro Baba. All right. There we go. Okay, you can't really anticipate them as well as I'd like you to. Anyway, over here, or as I'd like to. Anyway, what does this thing say? All right, gaze upon your map until your eye finds the X, for it is there that you must strike a glittering... Okay, thank you. See, look at that. Yes, they find a temple with 2 of them. That's actually the main hub that we were just in right now. Anyway, this is a little bit annoying because we actually gotta... we gotta cut through the thing. Ugh, there we go. All right, he's dead. They kind of just sit there and wait for us, but these webs are a little annoying. Because look at... You have to... There, can we please go through? Thank you. And then again, same thing here. You can cut them loose and then fight them while they're on their feet. Like, fight them like a man. But it's a good idea just to stab them. There we go. It's a little satisfying, to say the least, to actually be able to kill those things so easily. You know, as weird as that would sound. Okay, come on, please. All right, God, this game is just not going to work for me. Anyway, over here, another gemstone. Jesus Christ, this game is just... It's like you can only rely on so many Zelda mechanics to make a game, you know, but... You know, it doesn't really bother me. It's kind of, I don't know, it's nice, I guess. It's just like nostalgia almost, I guess. That's mostly what they're banking on nowadays, is the nostalgia factor of these games, but I don't know. Anyway, we head over here and we encounter our very first chest of justice. Ladies and gentlemen, almost fell off there. We got ourselves, in traditional Zelda fashion, we get ourselves the first dungeon item of this game. We got ourselves the dungeon map. Oh man, that must mean we're about a third of the way through the dungeon. Am I right or am I right? Zelda games, you are just so predictable. So it shows the threats of the temple. And what the? Wait a second. It also reveals the locations of treasure chests. What game? So they combine the compass and the dungeon map. You have obtained a map of this area. You can press it by viewing plus. The position of doors and their locks, as well as the position and status of treasure chests, can be confirmed on the map with marks such as X. Okay, alright. So we can't use beacons here. That kind of goes without saying. It's like, well, gee, I'm not an idiot. Fifi. Anyway, let's go jump off over here. Now that the water is half full, or mostly half full, this room is half full of water, we can head over to this area right over here and go ahead and climb up this vine here. I wonder if there's actually... Yes, it's such a strange vine wrapped around my bedroom. Yes, okay, God, freaking Delta Spirit. Yeah, it's such a weird band, kind of. Like, some of their songs are like drop C tuning. It's like, okay, you guys are like indie folk and stuff, but yeah, let's go and use that, shall we? Anyway, let's head over here, and what room is this? Is this the one? Nope, this isn't the one I was thinking of. But this is the one I was somewhat thinking of. This is the room where we were at before we killed the Skullchilla for the first time and killed all those Wolchillas. We completely tortured them to death. This guy's gonna be a dick, and I wish we could bump him down, but we're gonna have to do what we need to do. Alright, so... Stab. I said stab. See, it's so delayed. And stab again. Alright, you want to be careful. He was about to, like, push me backwards because he's an asshole. Alright, and here we've got ourselves... We've got 2 eyes, which means... yes, face eyes. This is kind of creepy here. It's like, what does this remind me of? Something kind of creepy. Kind of reminds me of, not Banjo-Kazooie, some other really random game, but... Anyway, we killed both of them, and it's like, okay, she's completely dead. It reminds me of something so obvious. I can't think of it right now. The 2 eyes are... so obvious right now. But anyway, we can collect another chest. It's like, oh my god, there should be a compass in here, but there's not, because there's only going to be, for such a large chest, a small key. Ladies and gentlemen, a small key. Of course, they bring back the small keys. It's like, alright, that's beautiful. Now we can make our way back to the main room, just simply by going in through here, unless you wanted to go swim through the dead carcasses of the Wolchillas that are just floating by, all like, what, did you let me drown, mommy? No, we can just go ahead over here and head over to the other one, which is contained right over here, and this is the last room we actually have to go to. See, another thing I don't really like about the interface of this is the fact that no dungeon map is on the screen right now. Like, I like how you can just turn it off in the other Zelda games. This one, as far as I know, you can't even put it as, like, in the little corner there, even if your interface is on Pro, where there's nothing on the screen at all. And it's like, you know, that thing was just useful for looking around, and you'd be able to, you know, relative to your position, see where the chest is if you're having trouble with that. It's just kind of irritating. Anyway, we got a pretty big room over here. It's like, alright, no big deal, just another hub here. It's not really that big of a hub. But this is also where we contain one of the game's most strangest items, or one of the, you know, Zelda in particular. Hey, asshole! Oh, god damn it, I keep... stupid keys, why are you making me waste all my shots? I keep forgetting that this game does not let you target on the enemies. I think I already talked about that. It just targets onto them with your camera and not with your actual weapon. And it makes it really disorientating when the guys are, like, swooping in on you and your cameras are like, whoa! Which is very off-putting. But anyway, this is one of the more annoying enemies in this game, and it's because he's a little bit inconsistent, and I don't like fighting this guy. The thing I don't like about this game is fighting enemies that deflect your shots, like the Bokoblins. That's already one shot against them. Here we've got the mini-boss of this dungeon, the Stalfos. Alright, and these guys are really irritating, so you just have to go ahead and hit them in the areas where... Oh, sorry, I've got to really concentrate for these guys. There we go. Yeah, use your shield block whenever you can. It does deplete a little bit of your shield, but after you've hit them, it's just a little bit... So yeah, it's a good idea. Oh shit, see, look at this. Alright. Alright, God damn it, camera. I hate the way this thing is set up. There we go. Alright, you just gotta kind of anticipate. See, it's like if you already have your thing off to the... okay. You done there? God, these guys are so... there. Alright, you're dead now. So he's just a mini-boss for now. I didn't really give much of a strategy to him. You just have to hit him in the directions that he's not guarding in, and it's really annoying if you're, you know, if you guys haven't noticed, I usually hold my sword out to the right because that's kind of a dead giveaway, not like a dead giveaway, like it's super obvious, just kind of to trick the enemy into already guarding into horizontally so I can just hit them vertically. But when you're doing it like this and they're ready to guard you horizontally, it's really annoying to go from the right side and then hit to the left because the game will, you know, it'll read it as a right slice as opposed to just me moving my Wiimote to the left and hitting right, if that makes any sense. It's really annoying in that fashion, so it's just, I don't know. It's something else that I don't think could have really been helped too much with this game. But ladies and gentlemen, the dungeon, the actual dungeon item, not like a dungeon item like a map or compass. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to present to you the beetle. The beetle.